My name's Dave DeBoe, founder of MoneyPartnerFormula.com, and this show is built for everyday real estate investors who are actively doing deals and looking to scale using other people's money. So if you're an active real estate investor and you want to get featured on this show to talk about your own real estate and capital raising experiences, then just go to daveinterviewsyou.com. Now let's get rolling with this episode, and remember to subscribe for daily interview content.
All right, guys, welcome to Property Profits Podcast. I'm your host, Bryce Kaminsky, filling in for Dave Dubois. And have you ever wondered how a Navy veteran transformed from flipping single-family homes to owning an RV park? Well, today, my guest, Josh Dikoff from Austin, Texas. He's here to share his incredible journey with us. Josh, welcome to the show. Great to have you here.
Hey, Bryce, thanks for having me.
So, you're not the first military veteran to transition into real estate. It seems like after you're like, what do I do? And real estate's right there. And there's also some extra grants and funding that can help you kick off into real estate as a veteran. So there's some bonuses, probably why it's drawn it. But give us a little bit of the background about your experience transitioning from the Navy to real estate investing.
Sure. After 12 years in the Navy, got out and didn't know what I wanted to do. Unemployed, which is hard because as a veteran, my skills didn't really translate well into a civilian job. And so I wasn't sure what to do. But I actually was looking online, found some meetups here in Austin, and I went to a meetup at a hotel. And met some people that were just down to earth and talking about how, hey, you can, buy a distressed property or help a family who's behind on payments and help them out of a bad situation, and then, fix the house and sell it and earn a pretty good living. So that was 10 years ago. So I've been doing single family ever since.
Flipping properties now for 10 years. It shows here. What did you learn from the success? I guess you've done something like 30 deals doing the flips. So
30 between fix and flips and wholesales and assignment of contracts. I have a few long-term rentals now, a couple Airbnbs, and was pretty excited. So with this network I was a part of, I had a couple of partners, and we bought 15 acres at a good price, and we sold it for a good profit between us. Yeah. And with the profit from that, I've always wanted to own an RV park. So with the 15 acres, we were going to build our own RV park, but I mean, frankly, it just wasn't our expertise. I mean, we had an idea. It sounds like a great idea, but we didn't have the knowledge or the coaching or the mentors that could help us get it done. So we sold the land, but I still wanted an RV park. And so there was actually a wholesaler brought one to me, and I sent him an LOI, a letter of intent, to give to the owner. And I never heard back. 3 months later, nothing. So I skip traced the owner and reached out to him myself, called him, drove 1 hour and 40 minutes to meet him in person. We negotiated a little while and came to an agreement. So now
what happened? The wholesaler just kind of quit on the deal, or?
Pretty much. Yeah, I mean, I think the owner wanted around 600,000, and my offer was quite a bit lower than that.
300,000.
So it didn't work. But when I had a face-to-face with the owner, he just had enough. And one of the things he said is like, look, I do insurance. I make more money in one insurance deal than I do running this park for 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
So he was over it and just wanted somebody to kind of take it off his hands, but keep it going.
Mm-hmm. So after you purchased it, have you been running it yourself, managed? Did you get management in there? What's the story with that?
So I could not do it without my on-site manager, who's been there for probably 10 years. He's amazing, an electrician by trade. and general handyman. So he can change the electrical boxes, he can fix plumbing leaks, he can fix roof leaks. I've
Well, that's
changed.
the most important thing about an RV park is that the power, the plug works. You know, if you don't have the power, then now you're you're just pretty much parked in a parking slot. Like you need that power to get those things to go. So, um, how many units is the park? How many
20,
spots?
27 spaces, yeah, 27 spots with a mobile home that's rented. And actually, just a week and a half ago, I got the final spot rented. So 100% occupied, all 27 and the mobile home all rented. I increased the gross collections by over 59% in the time that I've owned it. So,
So it's
and
kind of a niche thing. Do people like live there all year, or what's the tendency like on an RV park?
yeah, this is more of a lower income. They're pretty much all monthly and longer term because I charge 450. The kind of the original tenants, I only increased it $50 a month, so they're paying 400. Now they're paying 450, and that's all utilities included: electric, water, sewer. We do have a sewer connection, which is fantastic, all in of itself. There's no
Hmm.
septic,
Hmm.
cable TV, and Wi-Fi. And so, yeah, it's a long-term kind of a lower income park. And so I just do my best to keep it clean, keep it quiet. Everybody's respectful, and it's a good park.
So from here, what does the future hold for you?
The future, I'm working with a buddy who actually builds small houses, tiny houses, small houses. We're working on a project out in Fredericksburg. 40. He's building 40 houses, 20 by 20s and 20 by 30s. We've got the first 9 concrete slabs. So there's one difference, concrete slab for
Hmm.
these houses. And the framing, when I left on Saturday, we had three up in 2 days. The first day took one day to put up the framing for one of the houses, and then on the second day, the guys did 2 houses in one day. So, they
But
get good
getting
after
into the swing of it.
putting, yeah, exactly.
So what do you hope to do with this community? Because one of the things that's always a challenge is getting these particular sized houses and these odd construction pasts and to get on board. One of the hardest parts, I guess these ones do have foundation. They're kind of just like small slab bungalows that you're building.
Mhm.
Um, but still, was the land, are you on one of those pieces of land that they're just like do whatever you want, or do you have to pass this stuff through the city and the county, or what does that look like as far as developing these? Because lots of people have these plans. They want to like make affordable housing, they want to make these smaller, affordable places, but the municipalities are like, we don't like your building type, and we don't like the construction method, and we don't like the materials, and it just seems like unless you build it through a spec, bricks and sticks or whatever they've been building for 30 years, that you get a lot of pushback. So how are you guys handling that particular part of the build?
Bryce, you made a lot of good points, and there's a lot of different nuances in there. For this project, it's near Fredericksburg, Texas, so about 15 minutes south in a smaller town, and it's actually on a campus of the Patriot Academy, and so it's more of a private entity that's building it for their students. They do classes during the week,
Mm,
and so they, 3, 4 day classes, and they want their students to have a place to stay.
mm,
So, but yes, you're right. We had to go through all the local regulations and the government, and the biggest hurdles. First one was water. So we had to dig a well. Another, permitting for septic,
mm-hmm,
because it's very regulated on, you have to handle waste properly. You just have to do it the right way for the environment. and it just has to be done the right way. So it's just a lot of some bureaucracy involved too, because yeah, it's different. You know, you're putting these smaller houses on that they're not sure what they are. And educate. We have to educate people, and that's why I'm so excited about this project, is that once they're built, we can bring people out. We can bring investors, we can bring mayors, we can bring other business people, other entrepreneurs, anybody who wants to say, hey, what is this? And can we do it where I live? And
Hmm.
we'll show them. And financially, it's great because these houses, they'll be there for 70 years. So it's not something that's going to get eaten by termites because it's metal framed and they're sealed really well. Yeah, just educate people, and once these are built, we will show it. We will bring in friends, family first, and then other investors, then government officials, and say, hey, this is what this is. And
Hmm.
I think when they see it, they'll be as excited as I am.
So with all the stuff you've done in real estate, how do you approach, finding properties, and what do you consider one of the biggest challenges when you're looking for properties at a discount?
Single family properties at a discount, this market has really changed
Hmm.
with the interest rates being so high, and the psychology of people just hasn't changed yet. So they want too much for their house, and people's incomes haven't gone up enough to pay what we're asking. So for instance, every 1% that the interest rate goes up, your purchasing power goes down by 11%.
Hmm.
So that $300,000 house that you used to be able to afford at 5%, at 6% interest, you can only afford 270,000 to have the same monthly payment.
Hmm.
And again, psychology. I have a house on the market. It's been for sale. Oh, I've owned it over a year now, and I don't want to go too much lower on it. A lot of people look at it, they say it's beautiful, but they're just not making any offers.
Hmm. Well, we'll see. I mean, a lot of people are talking about if the interest rate dips even a little bit, it's gonna go crazy, but it could just be lip service in that they're just saying that to keep people hopeful, hopium, I guess. But um, yeah, you're right. I mean, with the interest rate going up, it certainly does affect what people could pay, and it's almost like everything ramped up to here, and then the buying power dropped off, and then there's like a disjoint between what people can pay and what they want and what they expect. So it certainly is difficult. Now, um, for these projects, how did you end up funding this tiny, I guess you call it a village of a development? What did you do to finance that project?
So it's actually bank financed based on the completed value. And so because the bank appraises it, it's in an area where housing is sparse
Mm.
and valuable, and it's really valuable. So the bank appraised it high enough that we actually don't have money out of pocket. The bank financed it completely.
So then you have to go through the process of like building it, getting a draw, building it, getting a draw, and they're just going to keep feeding you out, or did they just give you the advance and you guys are just like, go build it, or how did that work?
My partner handled that aspect of it, so I can't answer.
No,
I
there,
don't know
fair enough.
exactly how he worked it out.
There you go. So, what advice would you have for people who are thinking about getting into real estate based on your experience? Particularly, I guess let's frame it like this. Veterans that are coming out and they have nothing to do. They're like, I'm unemployed and they're not, there's no jobs for tank operator out here. So there's no job for demolitions expert out. Well, there might be some crossover in that business, but
There could be.
like people coming out of service, especially, there's so many veterans in the United States as the military is so large. What advice would you have to them to say, hey, what about real estate?
It is a great opportunity, and don't be afraid of actually going straight to commercial real estate, as in look for a duplex, triplex, fourplex, see if you can buy it, get a loan, use your VA loan, buy that type of building, live in one, rent out the others, and just get that mindset of looking for opportunities and building relationships. So find a mentor, find a group of people that invest in real estate. If you want to do single family, do single family. It's great. It worked for me for many years, but I wish someone would have told me about commercial real estate, as
Like
in
house
multifamily.
hacking or buying like a duplex or a triplex and having yourself paid for, and then having maybe a little bit extra, but at least having a place to live that's paid for by the other units. Yeah. Especially in today's housing economy. You come back, you might have some money, but you've got, I'm sure you could find something, but it's like, what's something that anyone can do? And I always say this, anyone can do real estate. It's just a matter of like, if I could go get that VA loan and just slide myself into, I mean, obviously you have to go and serve, but there's a lot of people that come back and, or maybe aren't aware that they can get that, or that they can use it to get that jump start. And I've heard it's relatively favorable to get that loan and easy enough to get. So everyone, I expect any veteran thinking about it, go get that loan and do what Josh is saying here. Get the fourplex, max it out, and hide out in your house, figure it out. But I like what you said, the mindset of opportunity. Don't be afraid to go for the fourplex right out the gate. Yeah, if people want to connect with you, they want to find out more about your story and what you guys are up to, what should they do? How do they find you?
Well, I'm on Facebook, Josh Dikoff, Dikoff. It's a good way to find me, or email josh@jlrmansions.com. It's a good place to reach me there.
There you go. Well, Josh, I really appreciate you stopping by and letting people know what you guys are up to out there in what was it, Petersburg?
Awesome. Oh, Fredericksburg. Yep.
Fredericksburg.
Fredericksburg,
Yeah,
Texas.
very
Building
interesting.
some tiny houses.
Yeah, very interesting. Everything's bigger in Texas except these houses. They're smaller.
There it is. Big land, small houses.
There you go. Well, thanks for stopping by. And until next time, guys, we'll catch you on the next episode.
Thanks, Bryce.
Hey there, I really hope you enjoyed that episode. And as always, if you want to listen to more daily interview content, make sure you subscribe. And if you're an active real estate investor and you're doing deals and you'd like to get featured on this show, then just head over to daveinterviewyou.com. Now at moneypartnerformula.com, we help real estate investors to create a process for predictably getting capital so they can do more deals without relying on hard money lenders or the banks. We do this by building them a private capital marketing system. Now, if you want help turning yourself into a big money capital attraction machine, then book a call with our team to see how we can help. Just visit moneypartnerformula.com to find out more. All right, take care, and we'll see you on the next interview.